Vous savez que depuis maintenant quelques années, on a l'habitude de faire témoigner un office de tourisme international. On a fait un petit tour de quelques francophones avec la Belgique, la Suisse, le Québec bien entendu. Et puis depuis l'année dernière, on s'est tourné un peu plus vers l'anglophone, enfin pas forcément d'ailleurs des pays anglophones purs, mais qui parlent anglais en tout cas. Et donc ça vous fait pratiquer ainsi un petit peu votre langue. Donc l'année dernière c'était Copenhague, cette année on va parler un peu d'Islande. Et pour introduire, je voulais faire cette petite citation de Pierre Desproges. Donc Pierre Desproges, vous le connaissez tous j'imagine, avait une émission radiophonique dans les années 80 qui s'appelait « Les étrangers sont nuls ». Voilà ce qu'il disait sur les Islandais. Les Islandais sont appelés ainsi pour que nous ne les confondions pas avec les Irlandais, qui habitent eux aussi une île n'importe où par là, dont tout le monde se fout complètement, à partir du 55e gréviste de la fin environ. Une récente statistique, fort révélatrice de la douloureuse pénurie de culture géographique de nos concitoyens, nous apprend que sur 10 Français à qui l'on pose la question « Quelle est la capitale de l'Islande ?», 9 sont incapables de répondre autre chose que « Du diable si je le sais » ou « Va te faire enculer ». Ce qui n'est qu'une façon élégante de dissimuler une ignorance crasse. Le 10e, lui, par contre, répond Reykjavik, ce qui signifie « va te faire enculer » en breton. L'Islande est un grand pays de 103 000 km² uniquement composé de glaciers et de volcans. Autant dire que quand on ne se les gèle pas, on se les broie. Ce qui explique en partie l'extrême lenteur du développement du tourisme islandais. En dehors des militaires américains de la base de Reykjavik qui font briller leurs bombes thermonucléaires avec un chiffon de soie en espérant sans trop y croire le déclenchement de la troisième, seuls quelques mordus de la pêche à la morue se risquent à passer leurs vacances en Islande. Il faut dire que la pêche à la morue est un sport vivifiant, exaltant, et que pendant qu'on fait ça, on n'est pas au bistrot. En résumé, on peut dire que les Islandais gagnent à être connus, alors que Julio Iglesias, non. Eh bien, pour vous démontrer que tout cela est bien vieux et que l'Islande a bien changé, on va accueillir maintenant Daddy Gudjonsson. Et vous pouvez l'applaudir très fort parce qu'il nous arrive de Reykjavik.
Did not understand anything. What the introduction? I hope it was positive. Right? Sure. Right?
Not sure of that, but I think that you're going to show us the amazing work you made a few years ago, and now Iceland is already one of the most trendiest destinations in Europe, and you see the wonderful PowerPoint that you designed.
Thank you.
It's yours.
No pressure. Bonjour. I'm sorry to say that's the only French basically I know. But it's really a pleasure to be here today. And I want to go over in a few words about the development in Icelandic tourism and how we have been promoting the country for the last couple of years. So, promote Iceland. Well, it's not supposed to be green, but it's okay. So Promote Iceland, that's the organization I work for. It's a public-private partnership promoting Iceland internationally for trade, tourism, foreign direct investment, and culture. So basically like a marketing office for Iceland. I work for tourism field, so we at Visit Iceland are the official destination marketing office, and we work with the private sector and the government under the umbrella brand that we call Inspired by Iceland. So that's the national brand for tourism, Inspired by Iceland, and I manage that, and I handle the global consumer marketing. It's really important for us when we are promoting a destination that we are aware of who are the storytellers, who want we to be involved with our work. And of course, that's the Icelanders, that's the other industries, the government, city and municipalities, the foreign affairs, and of course, our visitors. It's really important for us to include every stakeholder in the campaign. And how do you do it? How do you work together with such a large group of stakeholders? We have a really active dialogue with the stakeholders, meetings. We have marketing meetings with 50 or 60 companies in tourism every month, going over strategies and going over the status of the tourism. We have advisory boards and do also annually strategy meetings with all of the tourism stakeholders as well. So we try to have a really active conversation with our stakeholders. We also work with regional marketing offices. So Promote Iceland is for Iceland as a whole, but we also have 7 regional marketing offices that we work really closely with in promoting all of Iceland. And it's also worth mentioning that we work from an integrating marketing approach, which means that we have the same message for all markets and mediums. It wasn't always like that. Before Inspired by Iceland started, we had different communications to Germany and North America. We were saying different things about the destination, which we thought would be more appealing for the market. But we have learned that the same message across all markets and mediums is something that works much better. We also have constructed a special document that we call Building Blocks for Marketing. This is a document that is really simple, really that just illustrates who is our target group and what do we emphasize in marketing. But it's really important when you do these kind of documents that it's easy to understand and all of the stakeholders can implement and connect to. Our main objectives in Icelandic tourism is to increase awareness of Iceland as a year-round destination, increase commerce from tourists, decrease seasonality in every region for Icelandic tourism, and inspire responsible travel behavior and maintain positive visitor experience and maintain positive attitude towards tourism in Iceland. So not an easy project, but something we try to obtain. And when we do marketing for a destination, we have to have kind of a guiding light. What is the story that we want to tell about our country? So this is not an advertisement. This is more of kind of our guiding light in what we try to say in every communication we try to talk about the destination. So it's Iceland. It's not for everyone. It's not for those who go where everyone else goes. It's not for the conservative and expected traveler. It's for those who travel the world to experience something different, to come back with stories to tell and secrets to share. The stories of Iceland don't stop as winter comes. Every season and in every region, Iceland offers secrets to the adventurous and enlightened traveler. So welcome to all those who travel with a spirit of adventure, exploring, and creativity. It may not be the first place you think of traveling to this season, but it will be the first place you tell your friends about. Come and be inspired by Iceland. Now I want to go briefly over the story. So the story starts in 2010, and I don't know if you remember this volcanic eruption. Do you remember that? Okay. So maybe you were affected by that volcanic eruption because the flights stopped all over the world, and this volcano that nobody knew the name of or could pronounce it, the name is Eyjafjallajökull, just so you know. But we had a crisis. We had a real crisis in Iceland. The image of Iceland was that it was a dangerous destination and you shouldn't come, and people weren't happy with Iceland at the time because we were canceling flights everywhere. So we had to do something about it. And this is also the same year that Promote Iceland, the organization I work for, was established. So, in 2010, tourism was the third largest foreign revenue generating industry. It was not the whole year round industry as well. Most of the visitors were coming during summertime. But to tackle this crisis, for the first time, we had this public-private partnership. We started this brand Inspired by Iceland, which is still, as I was mentioning, going on today. We had roughly about 500,000 visitors per year, almost. So that was kind of the status. But this was the first time we were working together as a whole with a brand and a good communications about how we want to market the destination. So at least we felt the campaign did really well in kind of communicating about the crisis. So we wanted to continue with the work and the cooperation through Inspired by Iceland, but with totally different objectives. So 2010 was crisis, 2011, we didn't have a volcanic eruption to deal with, so we could focus on other things. So to begin with, we wanted just to increase the awareness of Iceland as a year-round destination, that there was something to do during wintertime. And the funny thing is, Icelanders didn't believe that this was going to happen, or visitors wouldn't want to come during wintertime, because, and I think this is for everyone that lives somewhere, that you take for granted what you have, like Northern Lights. That's something we just take for granted, or go into ice caves, or going into a geothermal pool in a cold winter night. That's something that just, we didn't feel like it was something special. But so we wanted to create awareness about that with the key messages of Iceland as an adventure, pure, sustainable, creative, cultural, and mysterious destination. These were the key emphasis in our message. So, in 2011, we had 3 airlines flying all year round in Iceland. That year, we actually saw a 20% increase in tourism, and much more growth in the off-season. Employees, we had about 11,000 people in the Icelandic workforce in tourism, and the government started this tourism site protection fund to protect the nature, to be more sustainable. Now I want to jump back all the way to 2015. So I mentioned in 2010, tourism was the 3rd largest. Now, the tourism is the largest revenue generating industry for Iceland. We have seen 20 to 30% increase in tourism every year. So from the 2010 to 2015, every month has been a record-breaking month for Icelandic tourism. But the good thing is we're seeing most of the growth happening in winter months. That's actually where we want to see the growth. So that's really good for kind of a sustainable approach. The government also felt the need that we have to coordinate better the industry, so they set up a special tourism task force that works with the government and the private sector as well. And this year, just to mention what campaigns we were doing, we had Ask Guðmundur. So this campaign, when you travel to a destination, you usually Google. You ask a computer about the destination. But that's a problem. When you Google about Iceland, you only get the basic things that everybody knows about. So we thought, let's start our own search engine, but a human search engine called Guðmundur, which is an Icelandic name. So this is a promotional video. Can we see the video? Sorry.
No problem.
Let's try this. And I press and play. There we go.
I'm Guðmundur.
I'm Gudmunda.
Hi, I'm Guðmundur.
Guðmundur?
Guðmunda.
Guðmundur.
In here is 40 degrees.
This is one of the hottest restaurants in Reykjavik. Takk fyrir.
Welcome to the biggest forest in Iceland.
This is the most powerful hot spring in all of Europe.
I'm Gudmunda of Reykjavik.
My name is Guðmundur. Hi. Welcome back.
Gudmunda.
Guðmundur.
So we had 7 Guðmundurs from every region. Sorry for that. Woo, startled. Okay, so we had 7 Guðmundurs from every region, because when you ask a local about secrets, they can tell you much more about the country and give you kind of more in-depth knowledge about where to travel and tips. And in my work session later, I will go more into how we built that campaign and how that worked. So next year, we're seeing growth again in tourism. Actually, tourism now is not just the biggest, but it's bigger than fishing and aluminium, whatever, the both biggest export industries combined. So actually, it's 39% of the revenues, foreign revenues for Iceland. Now we have 14% of people, part of the Icelandic workforce is in tourism. And the government initiated a special program, destination management program for every region to figure out what is most important things to do for the region and how we want to promote every region as well. But the main thing that we want to emphasize this year was responsible travel behavior. You're seeing much more growth. How can we use marketing in a smart way to educate tourists about the destination? Because tourists that are coming to Iceland, they're not bad people. Sometimes it's just about awareness of how to behave, how to approach Icelandic nature, and so on. So we did this online course called Iceland Academy, which is you do online. It's fun classes you can take, and you can get more sense of the destination, how you can prepare for a trip to Iceland, and places you can see as well. This is, for example, an online class that you can take for Iceland Academy, and this is about how you should dress when you come to an Icelandic nature.
Hi, I'm Stina. Welcome to Iceland Academy. In today's class, I will be showing you how to pack for Iceland to stay warm and happy. You see, our weather is constantly changing, so that's why it's important to wear layers. Let's start with some thermals and some good shoes, a fleece, some waterproofs. A lot of people think that jeans are fine, but if it rains, they'll stick to you like an octopus and keep you wet and cold. So you are actually just better off in your underwear. And strictly no high heels, unless you go into one of our fancy restaurants. So, sturdy shoes, thermal, fleece, waterproofs, nice warm jacket, hat, sunglasses, and gloves. Pack those and you'll be ready for anything that Icelandic weather can throw at you. Yeah, and I almost forgot. Don't forget your swimsuit.
So you would take this online class and you would take a special test, a fun test, and you would get a special badge saying, I just finished this class, and you could showcase that on social media as well. 2017 is much more about, as I was saying, sustainability and responsibility. We're always seeing more growth in the winter season, so seasonality is decreasing, which is the growth we want to see, because it's not just about growth, it's about the right growth. In what time we want to see growth and in what region. At this time, we have about 2.2 million visitors, which is a lot of growth, but still happy visitors. We see in our surveys that 95% of the visitors are satisfied with their trip, 80% say they're likely to come again. And we see also Icelanders mentioning that tourism affects in a way that, positive way, and affects that they feel more proud about the culture and nature of Iceland. We've also started the Icelandic Pledge, which is an online agreement that every visitor can take to pledge to be a responsible tourist. And we hope that this is not just an Icelandic thing. We've actually seen other destinations doing the same. I think Hawaii, for example, just announced that they will do a special pledge similar to the Icelandic Pledge. But it's just more about an online agreement that when you come to Iceland, you can pledge on our website that you will be a responsible and considerate tourist. And now we have almost 50,000 tourists that have pledged in the Icelandic Pledge. And that year also we introduced the campaign, the A Tour of Iceland. So A2 of Iceland is, we're using the Icelandic alphabet and the language to illustrate the destination. So what you can do is go to our webpage, and through our alphabet you can see inspirations about Iceland and things you can learn about every region in Iceland. And on the webpage you can also take a special quiz if you learned something about the region, and you could even win a trip to Iceland if you're lucky. So for that campaign, we thought we need something fun for the campaign. So we're using the Icelandic language, which is hard, I have heard, to learn and pronounce, like Eyjafjallajökull. So we thought, why don't we use that in a fun way? Why don't we do the hardest karaoke song in the world for people to try to learn something in Icelandic? Okay, can I play it or is it?
Est-ce qu'on peut en régie jouer la vidéo en direct, parce qu'en fait elle se joue pas de façon automatique.
We'll not play the whole song, but just kind of so you get a sense of it.
This is the A2 of Iceland, so try to sing along. This is the A2 of Iceland, what could possibly go wrong? I start my day with coffee, or coffee's what we say. I pour a little milk in and feed my horse some hay. I look out the window to see if there is soul. I eat my morgunmatur and sit down in my stól. This A is kind of awesome, no matter what you see. There's greater list than jöklar and vinir you can meet. Go! So pack your töskur, Iceland has it all. Austur to vestur, just
Okay, let's do that.
This is the A2.
Let's do this then. No, it's okay. It's okay, okay.
Pour tous ceux qui viendront tout à l'heure à l'atelier,
Let's see
vous
it.
pourrez la chanter, mais la personne a chanté, c'est pour ça qu'on l'a arrêté.
Didn't understand that. But the song gets just weirder and weirder, so let's see it afterwards. This year, we're still really focused on considered travel, sustainability, and responsibility. We now see almost all region has a wholly round industry in tourism. The government is now setting aside a new long-term destination strategy with sustainability in mind. We started with 3 airlines in 2011. Now we have 12 airlines all year round in Iceland, and 29 during summertime as well. Just a little reference, also a campaign we did is Team Iceland. I don't know if you've seen it, but we were participating in the World Cup for the first time. I understand you did quite well. Congratulations, you had an amazing team. But we were the smallest. So we were an underdog, and we didn't have a lot of supporters because there are only 340,000 that live in Iceland. So we actually, the president came, we did a video where the president of Iceland came and invited the whole world to be supporters of Iceland with the First Lady. And you could get a special jersey with your own number on it, saying you could support. So we're trying to at least have the biggest fan club for the World Cup. I would rather just win the World Cup like you guys, but it's okay. We also, what we try to do is, we try to appeal to the nations that didn't make it to the World Cup, like Italy. We're saying, hey, since you're not in the World Cup, why not just joining Iceland? And we did these videos. Can we play this video? Yeah.
Ciao, Italy!
Our nations have a lot in common. You have beautiful beaches, fantastic coffee, and some of the best wine in the world. And we Icelanders really love that stuff.
And we both love the World Cup. But unfortunately, you didn't make it this year. So we would like to invite you to join Team Iceland.
Yeah, we bring the team, you'll bring the wine. Everybody wins.
And don't forget the wine.
We have a brand new campaign coming out this October. We're still using the A2 of Iceland, but now you can learn about the A2 of journey in Iceland, the authentic taste in Iceland if you're coming, and how it is to live in Iceland. So that's coming out now in October. So in the workshop, I'll go more into how we build the campaigns and how we do the creative work and how we use digital media. But yeah, that's at least for now. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.